If you like crafting with cans, here are 7 techniques you can use to finish the metal edges of your drink can or tin can craft projects. The first method is what I'm calling a clean cut. And while this isn't adding any additional covering to the metal edge, you can end up with fairly safe edges of the metal as long as you're not doing a lot of handling with these finished pieces. So if you're using aluminum cans or drink cans, you can just use a regular pair of scissors to trim off any burrs or rippled edges that are extra sharp. You can also use this method to cut smooth edges on more intricate shapes. And I've used this method for a lot of my drink can projects, including the wings of this dragonfly sculpture, a lot of different flower displays that I've made, from tulips to roses, daisies, calla lilies. All of these just have the raw edge of the metal exposed. I've also made a bouquet of flowers, and I've done an embossed garden marker with just the smooth cut edges of the aluminum drink can. You can also use the clean cut method for your heavier tin cans, but to cut this heavier metal, I use a pair of scissor tin snips, and you're also going to want to hammer and possibly sand or file the edges of this heavier metal. And I've used this method to make Christmas ornaments. I made a set of Alice in Wonderland yard art, and I've even used it on several earring designs. The second method is using dimensional paint. And you can find the paint in a lot of color options. I have generally used the silver paint, but I have used some other color options. And it's very easy to use. You can just squeeze the paint out and draw like you're using a pencil because the paint comes with a pointed tip. And I've used this method for several different projects, including a gazing ball that I made from aluminum drink can tiles. I also made a decorative box with the soda can tiles. I've also used it to cover the edges of these 3-dimensional Easter egg decorations and some aluminum can embossed earrings. I've even used this finish to make a disco-style cat bed for our cats. I haven't made any tin can projects with this finish, but you could use the dimensional paint on the tin can material using the same application method. The third method is to use hot glue to cover the raw edges of your metal, and you do this similar to the dimensional paint. You can use your hot glue gun to draw around the material and cover up the raw edges. I've used this on some Christmas wreaths that I made from tin cans and bed springs, and this is a good option because you can find hot glue in multiple colors, and a lot of times you can find the glitter glues to make a very decorative finished edge for your pieces. I don't have any examples using aluminum cans, but you could use the hot glue in a very similar way. Method number 4 is one of my favorites, and it's metal tape. You can find this metal tape in your home improvement stores, and it's very easy to work with because it has paper backing, which allows you to mark and cut the material to the width and length that you need for your project. I've used this tape with a lot of my aluminum can projects, including using it to seam the aluminum cans on notebook and art journal covers, as well as finishing the edges of some of little catch-all containers that I covered with the aluminum tiles. I haven't used the metal tape on any tin can projects as of yet, but because this tape is so easy to mold and shape, it would be very compatible to use on the tin can projects as well. And some other possible options for finishing the edges are duct tape and other decorative tapes, depending on the needs of your project. Method number 5 is folding. And the aluminum cans and tin cans require slightly different materials for this method. But basically, this is just what it sounds like. You're going to fold the edge once or twice in order to cover or eliminate contact with the raw edge of the metal. For the aluminum cans, I generally use a metal ruler and some sort of burnishing tool to flatten the fold once I have made the fold in the can. Of course, this method only works for straight edges, so that is one drawback of it, but I've used it to make large garden markers and small garden markers, and also embossed bookmarks. To use the folding method with tin cans, I used a flat pair of pliers to bend the material and then folded the piece with finger pressure and finished creasing the fold with the pair of pliers. And this is a method that I used to make a folded strap out of tin cans for some wall hangers that I made from old fence posts. Method number 6 I'm calling tacking, and it starts with clean cutting your metal edges into square or rectangular shapes, anything with straight edges. You'll also need to drill some small holes and use some E6000 glue and lots of thumbtacks to cover the raw edges of your projects. You could certainly use this method on smaller projects, but I've used it on 2 large projects. We refinished a cabinet for our cat's litter box, and I covered the top with aluminum can pieces and then covered the edges with the thumbtacks. And I also did a similar project on a living room table using the tin cans cut into squares and covered with the thumbtacks. This last technique applies only to the aluminum cans, and I'm just calling it rolling. And the reason I'm including it is because I have made several bead styles from the aluminum cans. And once you roll them and seal them with a little bit of Mod Podge or other sealer, it really does eliminate the sharp and potentially dangerous edges of the material. So while this only applies to making beads, I am including it here because I have made several different projects using these beads, including memory wire bracelets, wire sculptured dragonflies, bees, caterpillars, ants, ladybugs, grasshoppers, earrings, and pens. And lastly, I have a couple of honorable mentions for tools that you might want to invest in if you craft with aluminum cans or tin cans. The first one is for opening your vegetable cans and tin cans, and it's called a safe cut can opener. And this allows you to remove the top of the can without any sharp edges on the can or the lid. And one other benefit for crafters is that you can also put the can lid back on the can, which allows you to make your cans into canisters for storing or displaying items. The second tool is called the draft top can opener, and it is specifically for drink cans. And it does a similar thing. It removes the top of the can without any sharp edges on the can itself. And another benefit of this is that it also allows you to access the top ring of the can, which I've saved and used for several different projects. I hope you found this information helpful for your next can project. If you're interested in any of the projects that I highlighted in this video, you can find the full tutorials on my channel. There are also additional resources in the description box of this video, as well as a place to sign up to receive the Upcycle Design Lab newsletter. If you haven't already, I'd love for you to join my YouTube community by clicking the subscribe button. Thanks so much for watching. I hope to see you back here soon in the lab for my next experiment.